I think a lot of men have this misconception that strength equals violence. I mean, it's a clear indication, dude, of the kind of men that run this fucking society. And a lot of them are weak. Like 99%, dude, of all men are fucking weak. All of them are just cruel and full of shit and full of themselves and so self-centered. It's like it's all about me, this. And a lot of what they're showing is just their insecurities. A lot of them are insecure as fuck, dude. They're just weak men, dog. And weak men are dangerous. Let me go this way. Yeah. So in my experience, women are not gentle, man. Like, they're actually one of the most cruelest people that exist. You know, and I don't know if that's like because of like years of oppression or, you know, as Eckhart would put it, the collective pain body. You know, maybe you feel all the pain that women have endured all the time, and you know. But even then, it's just like, I don't know, it just feels like a projection. Like, I don't know how many of them have actually been hurt and how many of them are just projecting hurt from other women or whatever. But yeah, my experience, women are really not gentle. And that shit, like, it bothered me, like, a lot. Because, you know, I'm like, what? You know, because I've always had this idea that they're gentle and stuff, you know? Like, I don't know, according to me, it makes a lot more sense for us to be like opposites in that way. But these days, it's so inverted. The men are soft and they're weak. The women are harsh and they're cruel. They're not gentle at all, you know? And I mean, there's a clear disconnect. If you pay enough attention, you will notice it, you know? And I think I noticed that as well. I'm just like, okay, the guys, man, you spend time with them, and you're like, man, these niggas are really pussy ass, man. These guys are bitches, you know? And the worst part is, like, it's okay to be a bitch and, like, admit it and be okay with it. In fact, it's like, I think it's a lot more empowering to admit what you are than like, you know, which is, I don't know, it's like okay, it's not limited to black males. I've spent time with white people as well. Dude, let me tell you this. Not everyone's gonna say this, right? The Afrikaans race and the Zulu race and the Xhosa, whatever. Pretty much the same people. Fucking same people. Like, they think the same way. The whole, I'm a man, superiority complex crap. They all think the same way. They all act the same way. They treat their families and their wives and their kids the same. You know, and I think a lot of men have this misconception that strength has to, like, equals violence. Like, if you can fight and beat people up, you know, then you're a man and you're strong. For me, the worst, I don't know who the fuck, like, to beat women and children and think you're a man. I mean, like, really, guy? Like, you can't pick on someone your own size? So that's what it takes for you to prove you're a man, for you to oppress someone who's weaker than you. Like, clearly weaker. And then, like, I understand if you're like a scrawny man, like you're skinny and your woman's big bone. She's like, you know.
Now slap them plants out your head.
Then it's like, okay, cool, you took on a challenge, man. Like, okay, if you end up, I don't know, wrestling into the ground, we could probably clap for you because she's freaking huge. How did you do that? But still, man, it's like, she's a woman, you're a man. Like, can't you pick on someone your own size? You know? And I see this thing happen, like, again, you know, like, I'm going to speak partly from experience and partly from observation, because I don't want to speculate. I don't want to make shit up. Like, this is shit that I've noticed or shit that I've experienced, seen, heard, whatever it is. But the men are weak, man. The men are weak, and weak men are dangerous. Weak men are dangerous. The rapists are weak men. Pedophiles are weak ass man. Like, you know, there's women your own size. You don't pick with someone who doesn't even know. Fuck, man, can they even tie their shoes properly? You don't even know that. Like, you want to introduce them to something, to your fucking dick or some shit. Damn it. Did I get stabbed? Did I get stung? Yeah, so that's what I've noticed. And I don't know, like, in my own journey, like, I guess to becoming stronger, I've really noticed that, yeah, man, strong, if you're strong, man, you're safe. Because strong doesn't all like again. It's not only physical strength, but I found my strength through physical practices because also with doing that, you're also training your mind because at some point your mind's gonna be like, dude, why the hell are we doing this? And you have to convince your mind why you should be doing this, even though you don't feel like it, right? And that's another kind of strength training. Like right now, when I walked out the house, it was a bit nippy and whatever, but I just have the vest on. I thought of getting dressed up and being warm, but for me, it's also another kind of training. It's like just to be able to tolerate the discomfort of like a little bit of cold. And that can echo out into other parts of life where you just have to deal with a little bit of discomfort, you know, and then you should be fine at the end of it instead of like trying to run from it. And I think a lot of these guys, man, they run from reality, they run from the truth. And like I said, I try to hang with some of them. But it was bleak, man, because I wanted to be real. I wanted us to be honest. I wanted to create an environment where we can be like vulnerable with each other and speak about things that are actually bothering and like help each other, like create an actual system. Because it's weird that you could have friends for 10, 20 years, but these people, like, they hardly know a thing about you. They know about your life, yeah. Oh yeah, who you dated, who broke your heart and shit. But they don't know you. Like, you know, you could be depressed right now. They don't know that. How can they not know that? You spend how much time with these people? They don't know that shit. And it's because this bullshit culture we've created about being a man, a lot of man. It's bullshit, man. Man, you see people like they're the weakest, man. You know, and I can't wait for the day I get to like silence a lot of these guys. Just silence them. Almost said something there, but I do want to. I do want to fuck them up. I'm not gonna lie, I really do. Cause they dangerous, dude. They like, I think they are hurting the universe in such a drastic way. They're hurting the world. They're hurting people. Like, you know, I feel sorry, man, for especially for the young ones because they don't know better, dude. You who is fucking I don't know how many years older, you know better. Jesus. So yeah, I see these guys, man, like grown ass dudes with like high school girls and it's like, man. And man, it's a clear indication, dude, of the kind of men that run this fucking society. And a lot of them are weak. Like 99%, dude, of all men are fucking weak. You know? And I'm like, it sounds like an arbitrary number. It sounds like I'm just saying that. But to be honest, like I haven't met, you know, the men that have inspired me, I've probably seen them on YouTube. I haven't met a single man, a human person that I can see with my eyes and touch that has inspired, like, yeah, I want to be like that guy. Oh yeah, that's dope. All of them are just cruel and full of shit and full of themselves and so self-centered. It's like it's all about me, this, you know? And a lot of what they're showing is just their insecurities. A lot of them are insecure as fuck, dude. And damn, it's so bad because like I could name drop, man. Like I've been observing a lot of these people. I could name drop, but I won't, you know? But there's some people that, yo, when you see them, dude, like when you see them, maybe even if you spend time with them, if you're not intuitive enough, you won't see it. You'll miss it. You'll think these people are so great, or they've got it all together, or these birds are fucking around. Unless I'm near their eggs, unless they laid eggs here. Yeah, man, but some people are like so full of themselves, so self-righteous. They really think they hot shots. And for me, the worst part, I think the people that I want to personally avoid the most are the people who claim they're spiritual. Those are the biggest knockoffs, man. Every single person I've met saying that they meditate or they're spiritual are just full of fucking shit, dude. They're like, and the worst part is this, right? If you're conscious and you're using your consciousness to mislead people or like to assume a role of like you're a god or some shit, or like, you know, God speaks directly through you type of shit, you know? Like I've met people like that and I've hung with people like that. And I've seen the damage they do, dude, because like this thing is really serious, you know? Like the battle for your soul is it's a very important one. It's one that a lot of us don't understand. it could be like lifetimes of work, right? This thing with your soul, it could be lifetimes of work. And for people to just toy around with it just because they wanna sound cool, or okay, these birds, I don't know why they're doing a thing. Yeah, but like I just know, like I know and I see a lot of these guys that they have some spiritual insight. Obviously, like let's say certain insights that most people don't have. And some people, I don't know, they just, I guess they enjoy like being the fun fact person, you know, without stating that. Because a lot of, and that's another thing, people will state fun facts, but not as a fact. They will state it as a realization, like, oh, this is what I realized. It's like, yeah, bitch, you know, we all know you heard that from somewhere, you know? And yeah, and people like, they like, I don't know, man, they're just deceitful. A lot of these fucking people, man, they're just full of shit, and they like deception, you know? And I see that from both sides, and that's why it's so bad for me to like even necessarily stick on a side or pick a side, right? Because like I said, on the female side of things, the females are not gentle. The females are so full of shit, man. It's so scary that they look good outside, like, you know, it's like someone can look innocent or look pure or whatever the hell, but they have some kind of darkness in them that is like fucking scary. You know, it could rival your own darkness type of thing. And I've seen too much of that. And I know a lot of it has to do with trauma or whatever the fuck, right? Man, I don't know. I think every time I observe my race and shit, you know, I observe people in general, but I think right now I want to speak more about my own race because I have more of an experience, a personal experience. I think when I observe my race and my people, so to speak, I don't know, I just feel sad, yo. I just feel sad. I feel like we're so lost, man, and we're, you know, it's like back in the day, you know, shit was bad, but at least we stuck together, you know. Back in the day, I wasn't around, but based on like stories or whatever the fuck, it's like, it was a battle against race. It was black against white, which, you know, obviously in the grand scheme of things is also still fucked up. Well, to be honest, it's more like white against black. Let's be honest here. It was more like white against black. I'm black, obviously, I would know this. Like, black people were not really predominantly racist. In fact, the racism crap, if a black person is racist, is because they experience racism. We are not born fucking hating people because they have different color skin. That's some dumb shit. That's some stupid ass shit. That's some like, what? How does that make any sense? Okay, so you don't like people because of the color of the skin, but you have a black dog. So what's the difference? Clearly the color is what you don't like, right? You see how dumb these people are, right? But back then it was at least we would band together. We would be like, oh, it's us against them. These days, dude, who are we fighting? Dude, these days, brothers, families, you know, people who should be banding together by default, you know, are at war. You know, our family systems are shit. Abusive fucking parenting. Kids can't want to stay at home, they go out and then they meet pedophiles who take advantage of them because, like, but where else do you go? At home, it's hell. In the streets, you got these fucking predators. You know, and I've just been observing that. I'm like, man, I feel sad, yo, I feel sad for my people. So if I can call them that, you know. And yeah, I don't want to associate people just because of colors, you know. I think my people are my people. If you resonate with me, you're my people. I think those are my people now. Not just because we all come from the same struggle, we're all black. That's some bullshit. It's like, cool, we can relate, yeah, sure. But I think what determines whether we're people or not is like, what is our frequency like currently, and where are we going? I think that, okay, where are you at? Where are you going? If we are at, you know, we don't have to be exactly at the same place, but if we're at least moving towards the same direction, like a similar direction, We can be people. Well, what's stopping us from walking? Well, you going that way, right? Yeah, cool. Yeah, let's take a walk then. So it's all about like, where is your attention? Where's the directionality and all that? That's why I tell a lot of people, not my people. And that's why even in this place, I don't have a single friend because I've tried all these people, man. Listen, I want to name drop, but I'll tell you, all these guys are fucking full of shit. They're weak. They're manipulative. They're narcissistic. They're just weak men, dog. And weak men are dangerous. They're dangerous. They're dangerous to society. They're dangerous to women. They're probably dangerous to themselves too. We don't know. And that's what I personally realized. And what determines strength and weakness for me personally, apart from like physical strength. Okay, let me be specific in this context. For me, strength in this context is just the ability to hold yourself back, right? Let me directly, specifically with women. Like if you see a girl who's attractive, right? If you can appreciate that she's attractive and just leave it at that, you're fine, you're okay. But if you feel compelled, like, oh, I have to go speak to her, I have to get a number, I have to have sex with, you got a fucking problem, mate. And you are, you're one of the dangerous people, yo. Because you can't control yourself. And, you know, people can become intoxicated of emotions and similarly hormones, the same way you can become intoxicated of narcotics and alcohol. So if you're pressed, man, and you see this and you can't hold it, what do you think's gonna happen if you're alone in the room with that girl, right? And this is for me the part that really puts the girls in danger, is you going to a place like that, to be in a space with a person like that. You think he's gonna let you walk out of there in one piece? No. Either force they use, manipulation they use, whatever tactic they can use, dude. Weak men, that's what they do. What would a strong man do? If a girl, let's say me, I'm gonna use myself as an example. I'm a strong man. A girl comes over to my place, right? Cool, we get comfortable. At some point she realizes, you know what? Maybe she doesn't want to go through with this. Maybe she's not ready. What does a strong man do? Okay, are you sure? Yeah, fine, fantastic. So at that moment, you give her an option. Like she could, if she wants to stay and be comfortable, she could do that. If she wants to go home. But you also have to be respectful enough. If she says, nah, you can't later on now try something, right? You gotta let it be up to her. If she like, okay, you know what, I'm actually comfortable with you, I think she will, she'll suggest it, she'll make a move, or she'll say something at least. So I remember chilling with some guys there, and I told them, that I'm not like, I'm not having sex, I'm not chasing girls, like I'm gonna focus on me, I'm gonna focus on God, spiritual path, Man, the resistance that got there, that's how I knew those guys are fucking demons, and they're weak, and they most likely rapists too. These guys were trying to convince me how much it's bad for me, like, not to have sex. Right? And I'm just like, okay, these guys are fucking idiots. Where did you get this information from, firstly? So they're trying to convince me, yeah, you should have sex, you should have sex. This guy even said, no, man, maybe I should even buy a prostitute. And I remember I reacted so snappy. I called him a bitch, or I don't know what I said. But I remember he got offended. But I was offended. I'm like, dude, that's disrespectful. How can you even say that? Like, I made it clear to all those assholes that, dude, I don't want this thing. For me, personally, I'm very sensitive. If I'm intimate with someone, that thing, I feel it, though. I can't just fuck around my soul, dude. No way. That's why I even asked them, how do you guys do it? And no one had an answer. You could tell they like, this shit is taking a toll on them. They probably like fucking dying inside if they're not dead already. And me, I felt that. I'm like, this shit, it's not a game, guys. Like, sex is not a sport. It's not a game. It's serious. All right? But these days, because of videos and social media, it's like it's a sport. And these guys play sport. And I'm like, guys, you know what happens with your fucking soul when you do that shit, like, long enough? And these people, these people, they can lie all they want. When you're alone in your room, you know what the fuck is up. A lot of these people are not happy, dude. They're miserable. That's why they can't they have to always dopamine chase another girl, chase another girl, chase another girl. I'm like, guys, out of all the girls you chase, you couldn't find one girl that you can stick with at least for like a few months. No, it's always, yeah, this one I gotta sex with this one. Okay, whatever. Right? And it's funny because like now this is how they live, right? And when I start questioning their lifestyle, they don't really have it figured out. They don't have answers for things. But here they are, trying to convince me to do as they do, to be like they are. But when I say, okay, so what does it really look like? Give me the full scope of this thing. They don't have the full scope. All they have is, you must just have sex. I'm like, you fucking idiots. And it's guys who think like this, man, that are dangerous to society, dangerous to the girls. So yeah, I mean, I spent time with dudes, and then even when I was in Joburg, guys spoke like this. Guys have very little respect for women and for themselves, ultimately, because how you treat someone else, how you treat yourself, right? So yeah, I couldn't, man. That's why I'm a solo project, right? And I'm just like, there's no fucking way, dude. There is no way. I cannot and I will not associate myself with any of this crap. Because first of all, this is another thing I hate about weak men. Whenever you see something wrong, you must act up. Speak up. Do something. Don't just keep quiet. If you see something's wrong, this guy shouldn't be doing this. Go there. Dude, you don't do that. Don't do that. And that's why I hate it. Like, the people I hung with were so fucking... I don't know if there's another word for weak. Weak seems like an understatement. These guys are just fucking pathetic. You know, just extremely fucking pathetic, man. And I thought I was, because I didn't get a lot of female attention or whatever. So I thought, you know, these guys are way ahead of me, because like I don't know a damn thing about women. But these guys who claim they know, they were just talking out of their assholes, man. And that's what also pisses me off. These guys are so loud. And it's, you know, it's so funny, dude. This thing is so, it's like a stereotype. It's like someone will talk about it and you're like, nah, it can't be like that simple. It can't be like, dude, it really is like that. These guys are really like that. They really think like this. They really talk like this. Like, and there's a lot of them. There's a lot, like, dude, this place, I don't know how many people this place has, okay? I've met quite a number of people in this place. I don't have a single friend from this fucking place. I don't have a single male representative. Even as someone I can be like, see that guy, yeah, cool. I trust him. Right? Not a single person. I remember saying that, I think what broke my heart the most about this place, or like just in my life in general, was that I live in a racist, super fucking racist neighborhood. Town. Okay? Super fucking racist. But the sad thing is, like, most of my oppression came from the people that I would consider my people, like family and friends. People that I held very close to my heart, you know? And for me, it didn't make sense. Like, how can you treat someone well and, you know, and then they treat you like shit or mistreat you? You know, I never really understood that, but it happened, and it happened so frequently. It happened with everybody. To a point that I had to cut everyone off, because I was like, nah, this is some bullshit, man. There's no way. There's no way I'm gonna give my, you know, like good parts to you, and you wanna give me bullshit. No, come on, guys. You know? So there's been a lot of disappointment, a lot of hurt and stuff. Even in the most recent, dude, people, like my people, I hate to say this, man. I really hate it. Trust me, I hate to say this. But my people, like all of them, the ones I've experienced. You see, I'm being very specific. All of the ones I've experienced, personally have experienced, are full of fucking shit. Are the worst, crappy fucking humans on this planet. One of. All the people I've experienced. All the people who are my skin color like this. That's why I don't have a single friend. And I also hate to say this, but I think I'm more relieved to say this. I don't have family either. I don't have a single family member. You know? people may claim, I mean, yeah, sure, there's some assholes who are still alive and shit, but like, I don't have family. You know, I don't have family, I don't have friends. And that just goes to show you, like, but how? Why? You know? But that's how much I value myself, dude. I don't want anything below, you know. I don't even say below average. I don't even want average, dude. I want the best quality shit, you know? And if you're not the best quality person, if you don't have the best quality thoughts or have some high conversations or know how to treat yourself well or how to treat others well, especially me, you gotta treat me well. You gotta respect me. There is no other way. You cannot have a relationship without that. You know? And it's crazy, like people think that you can have a relationship without communication or respect. How the fuck, dude? If we can't talk and you can't hear what I'm saying, how the hell are we gonna have a relationship? If I tell you, listen, I don't wanna touch nobody, and you can't be like, I get you, I feel you, how are we gonna have a relationship? We're not. We're just gonna disrespect the fuck out of each other. Find interesting and creative ways to disrespect each other. Without communication and respect, really, you can't have any relationship. It's fucking... I know people talk about love and honesty. Yes, I don't know. You know, respect requires honesty. You can't lie to me. That's disrespectful. You know? I mean, love is really, it's taking it another level. Love is very tricky, man. Because you can love people who treat you like shit as well. So love is tricky. Love, I'd put on the side. It's like, for me, love is a recipe that if the relationship happens well and then you ignite it with love, it's magic. But it's not like, it's not an antidote, you know. It is, but it isn't. Pure love is. You know, in fact, there's only one kind of love. People like to compartmentalize love, you know. Oh, this is bromance. No, there's no such shit. It's only one kind of love. It either is or it isn't. It's either unconditional or it's not love. There is no other thing. There is nothing else. There's no romantic love and what. It's all love or it's not. And you can't listen to your dick and balls and say that it's romantic love. No, you're just fucking horny. You know, that's it. Just admit it. You're horny. You know, you can't love here and no, dude. Love is unconditional. It either is or it isn't. You know, and the kind of relationships I want, they should be full of love. Like this non-negotiable. And let me say, really, like, for us to just have a business, because right now the only relationships I want are like business related, creative relationships. I don't want any person, I don't want any fucking friends for nothing. Those are the most useless things you can have in life, are fucking friends, right? For me personally, I don't know about y'all, you know, maybe you had it better than me. But yeah, the only relationships I want are like creative or business, and they'll still have a criteria. I don't care how much you're paying me. Like, you're gonna have to respect me. You don't have a choice. If you're not gonna, guess what? I'm gonna disrespect, like, we're just gonna disrespect each other. And I'd rather not be in that state, you know, because I don't like drama, I like peace. So I don't want to be in a state where there's gonna be a lot of drama, violence. If I know that's the case, I just move away, you know? So yeah, that's my little rant. I'll probably like speak a little bit more about this. I think last time I tried to do this, but the thing got cut. I think last time I was trying to speak about like how people have so much hate in their heart, and I can sense it. You know, like, not sense, you experience it, man. You walk around, like me, I'm always walking around dancing, smiling, like all the positive things you can imagine. But I don't get that back from people, you know? And it's crazy because usually smiles and laughter is contagious, but not here. Yeah, you laugh, you'll get weird ass stares at you, you know? So yeah, that's just my thing. I hate this place. I hate everyone in it. I am so disappointed at my people, and I don't want to call them that. I'm so disappointed at fucking black people. At Africans. I'm disappointed at y'all. Y'all are fucking trash. Y'all have become trash, man. It's like, it's weird, right? Because I'm thinking, what if this was part of the plan? What if this was like a warfare tactic from the other race? That, you know what, we can't fuck these guys up physically, so we'll just turn them against each other. We'll turn all the men against their daughters and shit and their wives, and you know, I'm just imagining if we're in a war and that was a tactic to use to sabotage, wouldn't that be a genius plan? Because no one would even notice that you were there. In fact, the plan is so genius, no one even notices anything is wrong. That's how genius the plan is. But I do. Yeah, and I see like we are guys, we're making a mess of things, man, and like it's about time we stop, man. It's about time someone breaks this curse. It's our family, dude. Families are fucked up, yo. Friendships and shit fucked up. Relationships, the worst shit, man. People now are proud of fucking cheating. Now it's something to brag about. How many people's girlfriends and people's wives he has sex with? Yeah, people get killed, man. I don't want to say too much, but like I feel like someone did something like that and they got assassinated. Like fucking people's wife, guys. So this is our culture now. This is what we're proud of. Fucking little girls, fucking people's partners, cheating. Girls fucking being glorified prostitutes online. It starts on Instagram and then it's Twitter and eventually OnlyFans. Even if it ends on Instagram, what are you doing? You're showing your shit so you can get money? You know, you could use the same body, right? Get some clothes on and model those clothes and sell clothes. No, I'm selling my body. Who's gonna want to buy my clothes? I'm sorry, man. You see what I'm talking about? And it's fine. It's okay. Like if you don't relate to this, you know, if you don't hear anything I'm saying, that's fine. But I see this shit and I can't ignore it. I can't ignore it and I see it and it's like it's everywhere now. In fact, it's so normalized that these days, lately now I see so many like grown men just approaching like young girls. This other time I saw this guy approaching a girl in primary, guys. Not high school, primary school. I'm seeing this piece of shit then. And I think I yelled something, you know? I think I was like, what the fuck? And I was like looking at what was happening. And I think he got a little bit embarrassed, so he starts driving off. But I'm like, come on, dude. So I don't know, man. It's just looking very bleak, y'all. And yeah, and like, listen, I'm not Jesus. I'm not here to save nobody. I didn't come here to save anyone. As much as I'd love to save the kid, if I could save anyone, I'd save the kids, man. If I could, I wish I could save the kids. And that's how these motherfuckers are also winning this warfare, because the kids are the future, dog. The kids are the king. The kids, you know, the youth are the future. And that's why the parents abusing the kids. You're fucking up your future. You don't realize it. You think, this kid is such a nuisance. I have to buy them shit. They're always making a noise. No, you idiot. Pay attention. That's a whole god over there. That's a whole god over there. You stop playing. You know? So they abuse the kids in the homes. The kids try to find a way out. What do they find? Drugs and fucking sex and all that shit. Now that's the exposure. Now when your mind is constantly entertained and preoccupied, you see realizations like what I'm having right now on what I had just for my life and myself. Those things will never come to pass. That's why most people who don't spend time alone, half the shit I'm saying, it's just gonna be like, what the fuck is this guy saying? You know? And I feel like that's the target, dude. They're targeting the kids now. Now the kids start young now. Now the kids don't want to be kids now. Like I see, man, I was a kid. You know, I'm still a kid right now. Fuck it, dog. Like I'm a man supposedly, but I'm a kid. Like I'll probably never stop being a kid. You know, I could have gray hair, I'll still be a kid. You know, because I realized your inner child, man, is your source. It's your power source. It's where God exists. It's where everything exists. All your ideas, all your brilliance, all your genius exists within the inner child. And funny enough, I feel like even when we come here on this planet, we know exactly what we're gonna do as kids. But it's just beating the fuck out of us. How I found myself, I went back to my inner child. Everything I ever wanted to be and do as a child, I went back to that. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. And I'm so fulfilled. I'm so happy. I'm like, you know? And I tried this adult crap. Yeah, going clubbing. Oh, girls. The level of depression I experienced was just astronomical. It's insane, dude. It's like, it's hell. It's funny how the movies also show, I think I've always said that at some point. It's funny how the movies, whenever they show a hellish environment, it always looks like a club scene, doesn't it? It always looks like a club scene. Just a lot more red. you know? I lived that life. And I tell you, I didn't last long, man. I lived that life, and it's like a fast track. It's a way to fast track yourself into nothingness, into hell. Because you give up everything that means something to you for the sake of being accepted by the masses. And who are the masses? Guys, if people could actually research, and I know people know this very well, take advantage of it. Majority of people are dumb as fucking brick. They're dumb as a bag of sand. They're stupid as shit. And the thing is, just because someone can articulate, just because someone has graduated, someone has a degree or whatever, doesn't mean they can't be stupid, guys. And the thing is, that's why I hate also about this thing where they're like, no, study, get your grades so you can be... Guys, that's got nothing to do with intelligence. That's just, you can listen and apply. That's all it means. If you got high grades at school, you know what that means? You're a great listener. You paid attention and you applied what they told you. Did you come up with any new ideas of your own? No, you didn't. Did they teach you how to think? No. You're not smart. You're just a very loyal slave. Super loyal. In fact, the more loyal you are as a slave, the more we reward you. You're really loyal, you get distinctions. You're not a loyal slave, you get expelled. That's all fucking school is. So people walking around, I'm so smart, degree. No, listen, I've met a lot of people with master's degree or whatever, and they fucking stupid as shit. And I was blown away. I'm like, wait a minute. That's when I realized these things do not connect, dude. Your degree and your intelligence are completely different. But they don't tell you that because obviously it's not marketable. How the hell are they gonna sell courses in school if they tell you that, well, learning about shit doesn't make you smart? And obviously that's a bad marketing strategy. But yeah, anyway, you know, I'm talking too much. I'm wasting time. I got shit to do today. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, this started off as a thing, but it's something that I've wanted to speak about, and I guess I didn't even go too much into as much detail as I wanted to go into. But I think I touched enough, you know, about I don't know, the cruelty that girls experience, but somehow I still feel sorry for them because there's a lot of weak men that are preyed. It's weird. It's like they're both kind of opposites. And I think I want to say this in closing because also another unpopular opinion, right? I think it somehow relates. Because now I said, okay, the weak men are actually the dangerous ones, right? Because they're really weak, but then they take advantage of the ones that don't know, right? And the manipulative woman and blah, blah, the aggressive one are also quite dangerous because they can also destroy a good man. And this was not spoken about. I had a first-hand experience of this where someone who was gentle, a gentle male person, like so gentle that you're so gentle that you're definitely not classified as a typical man because you're soft, you're emotional, blah, blah, blah. And then here, a woman who's aggressive. And yeah, these people stay together for a certain time, you know, and, you know, Jesus. So, I don't want to speculate. I'm going to talk about it. It happened to me. I was with someone who's fucking aggressive and toxic. And they pushed me to a point. I remember, like, energetically, I think I'd had enough of them. I was like, I just can't deal with this anymore. Like, I can feel like I'm just really unhappy. And I remember they, you know, at the time, I don't know why it came to visit, and they were dressed like a fucking hooker, and I was like shocked. Basically, they were wearing a see-through dress and not much else. And as appetizing as that may sound, it was really off-putting because it was like, yeah, for a hoe, yeah, but maybe she was, you know, she just didn't show it. I feel no, she was. She probably didn't. I was probably too stupid to notice. Yeah, so she comes through there. I obviously, like, I'm just really turned off. I'm just like, what the fuck is this? And on top of that, she's not acting like herself. I think she took advice from her friends, like, you know, because we had broken up and we were seeing each other after breaking up, like, as friends, whatever. But then her friends gave her advice on how to get her man back. Dress like a slut and act like a slut, basically. And I was like, no, bitch, what? You know? And yeah, she didn't expect that. She didn't take that very lightly. So she starts acting up. So you know what she does? She takes all her clothes off. And she's like, I dare you to throw me outside naked. Yeah, I'm gonna start yelling and say this guy's kicking me out in the streets naked. And I'm like, what? What kind of bullshit is this? You know, and I could feel within myself, man, this person was just, they were just out for hell, dog. They just wanted hell. I just wanted peace. I wanted heaven. They wanted hell, and they brought me hell. So they do this fucked up thing, you know, getting naked and laying on the floor like, yeah, I dare you to throw me out like this. And now I'm like, I can't get rid of this person, especially without using some force. Now when I try to assist her out of the door, guess what she says? Don't touch me. I'm gonna say that you're harassing me, or what did she say? Abusing or violence or some shit. Gender-based violence. I like, bitch, you are fucking up my peace, dude. I want you out of my spot. And now you're acting dramatic. You're getting naked. You're laying on the floor rolling. I want you out of my place, and I can't get you out. The only way is to throw you out. And when I do that, it's gender-based violence. And I remember at that moment, this girl, man, not only did she do that, she also comes and she starts doing this shit to me, dog. I remember, I think that was the first time I felt like hitting a girl. Thankfully I didn't. But then it's weird, at that moment when it hit, because that was the first time in my life I ever felt like hitting a girl. So this was unfamiliar feeling. But it's funny, as soon as that feeling hit, I was like, oh, this is what happens to these guys. This is what happens. Look, I'm not saying guys who beat women are all good. No, I'm saying a lot of the cases where a guy hit a girl, you find that he wasn't the one in the wrong. She provoked the fuck out of him. She provoked him. And it only hit me then, when it happened to me. I was like, this is what happens. This is how it happens. And trust me, if I hit her, because that's what she wanted. And funny enough, doing research on a previous relationship, there was a lot of violence. She was already used to getting hit. It wasn't anything new for her. For me, it was. I never experienced any shit like that. Never in my life. You know, I saw that shit in movies, you know? And again, you do research. Her previous relationship was exactly like that. A lot of arguing, a lot of violence, physical violence. So she was used to it. I wasn't. She wanted me to hit her. I'm glad I didn't, because if I did, I'll probably be like in prison. Or, I don't know, something worse than that. I think death would be kinda. But yeah. So people like that exist, women like that exist, and no one's safe, man. There are really evil women on this planet, and guys are not safe from that. There are really fucking evil men on this planet, and girls are not safe from that. And this is my culture, y'all. This is what I've observed about my culture. And I didn't even get to the racism, guys. I didn't even get to other races. I didn't even get to any of that shit. This is strictly in-house. And look at how much bullshit there is already. So that's why. That's why I'm sad. That's why it makes me sad.